Good evening, everyone. This is your friend again, King David D. You know, have you been paying attention to what's going on in this world today? Do you have any interest in paying attention? That is the question. You know, uh, like a quote from a famous writer and poet: to be or not to be. That is the question. And it really is. That is the question: to be or not to be. See, because, I've noticed that here in America, we will have people go to the voting polls and vote for somebody they don't have a clue about anything that individual proposed in their campaign proposals and promises and ideals. Okay, their ethics, their morals. What types of mannerisms do they have? What types of beliefs do they have? You understand what I'm saying? And then they'll go vote because they listen to what one of their friends told them, or listening to somebody down the street. Somebody said, don't have an ideal of anything. And that is why we are in the mess that we are in right now today. Because we have individuals who don't even have a clue to who is running this country today, or who is their governor, their mayor, their congressman. Do not have a clue about anything in this world today. The only thing that they understand today is going and getting a 12-pack of beer and flopping down in the couch with their buddies and watching the football game. Or the basketball game. Or the hockey game. But far as the functions of this country and how this country is being ran, they don't care. Don't have a clue. Don't know what to do. No ideas about what's taking place. And so now, the Admiral Rogers, he testified that our president has not taken not even one step in the direction of doing anything about blocking the Russians from interfering in our elections. So, now see, he is the main man who has the authority to take action in that direction to stop Russia from interfering within our democracy. But he hasn't done anything because he can't do anything because our president has not authorized it. He has went to the president, but the president has decided not to authorize it. Is that anything? Is that anything for us to even think about? I mean, should that be something we should even bother our fragile minds about? Is that important? I mean, come on. I mean, we are in this country, right? So I kind of think it's important. I kind of think it's something that we should think about. I kind of think that that is something that we should concern ourselves with. I don't know. What about you? You think it's something we should even bother to think about? That our president has been asked what is it that he can do? And he says nothing. So, in other words, what he wants Russia to help him win again. Now, here's another thing. Now, Donald Trump is preparing for 2020, the next election for the presidency. Now, he's preparing. Now, you know, they're going at this thing about what took place in the Russia interference, that it's all Barack Obama's fault, all President Obama's fault. He should have been doing something about it. Now, if we have a man that's looking 3-4 years ahead right now to run for the president, wouldn't you think that he probably did the same thing prior to his first election? Wouldn't you think that he took the necessary steps to ensure that he would be elected to president, maybe 4 years ahead of time, like what he's doing now? I would think so. That is the reason why he's doing it now, because it was effective the first time. Yes. That is why he's making his preparations right now, people. Wouldn't you think? I think so. Now, where are the minds of our so-called intelligent government officials that are investigating this man and his interactions with our sworn enemy? Yes, our sworn enemy, the President of the United States, having close relations with our sworn enemy. Sounds like treason to me. I don't know about you, but it sounds like treason to me. It sounds as if we have someone in the White House that is in fact, we are sleeping with the enemy. Yes, indeed. We have the individual that is going to do our country more harm than any good, as what he has done so far. And then this crazy notion that he's got in his head to put guns in our teachers' hands. What kind of rational thinking is that? What kind of rational thinking is that? It was like one of the students said. One of the kids said, what makes me think that a teacher may see one of the students go towards their backpack to reach in their backpack, and the teacher says, I thought he was reaching for a gun, and the teacher killed him. I said, these kids are a lot sharper than the parents. They are a lot smarter than the parents. Because, see, none of our government officials are thinking like this. See, now, if that was to happen, our president would be putting some more dollars in the NRA's pocket. Yes, that's what he would be doing. He would be giving the National Rifle Association more duckies, plenty of money. See, when we got an individual like that, that's giving us a hand grenade and then telling us to run with it, don't throw it, just run. This is the type of leadership that we are caught in the middle of. Someone that is definitely self-destructive, and right along with his self-destruction, we will explode with him when he dies. But if we, the people, don't wise up and begin the process of getting this man and all of his compadres out of the White House, who knows? We just might be turning this democracy into dictatorship, ruled by none other than Vladimir Putin. Is that a little far-fetched? Is that taking things a little bit too extreme, you think? I really don't think so. I really don't think so, people. We need to get a hold of ourselves. You know, there was a time when we were the students, when we were the children, and we depended on the adults to make decisions so where that we would have a future. Now, check it out. It's our turn now. We are in the driver's seat. That's right. We are in the driver's seat. We are the ones that should be thinking rationally. We are the ones that should make these dramatic decisions for the future of our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. That's right. Because what if they hadn't done it for us? What if we had not demonstrated with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Stokely Carmichael, Rap Brown, and I can go on. These individuals that brought about the NAACP, the civil rights, and affirmative action. So, what is it, people? What is it that we need to do in order to start looking as if we are rational thinking, broad thinking individuals in our community that have the scruples to begin the preparations for our children's and our children's children and our children's children's children future. Or we might as well just go to bed, put our heads up under the cover, and say, Father God, hit us with the Armageddon. In this world now, right? Is that what we should do? Just go to bed, don't get up the next day, don't get up and go outside, do not do nothing, right? Now, here's something that we are not thinking about today in our communities. Martin Luther King was a minister. He was a Baptist minister. And he led the whole country. Now, we have a bunch of coward ministers today that don't want to get involved in the community, that only want to look out for their fellowship, only their church members, like Congress does. All they want to do is look out for government officials, put money in their pockets. So, talking about saying that religious leaders shouldn't get involved with the politicians, the religious leaders have a political structure to run their churches. Think about it. They have the head man, and then they have the first lady, and then they have the trustees, along with the body. Right? I know I am. So, I'm only saying, people, I am only saying. Don't let your minister run that garbage on you. Make him get out there and get involved in the community. Push him out there. They, today, are the leaders of our communities. And if they don't act like leaders, we can boot them out. Just like what we need to do with our president. We got to start from the bottom, people. We've got to start from the bottom. We must start at home. See, this is the reason why the African American homes aren't as stable as what it should be, because there's not that many African American black men in the community that is allowed to do their jobs as being the head of the household. Now, this is how God designed it. Not I, not you, not our president, our Father God. He designed it that way, for the man to be the head of the household. But we must understand that we cannot have no fools being the head of a household, or then he needs to be eliminated. We can't have somebody that's going to abuse the children and the wife. Then he just put himself out of a job. We cannot have someone that's going to be the head of our household and on a straight line, going to prison. Because he might as well not even be there then. We need people with a focus to be able to lead in each of our homes. Because us men, we must remember, we are the kings of our castles. This King David D came on here just to let you know that I love you. Do you love me?